my time, you all I want. Neither of us wanna be alone. Breathing in your love or your touch. Oh, it's what I'm living for. Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want.
In a world where democracy is often heralded as the solution to a fair and just society, there are countless examples where it has failed the very people it was designed to uplift. Having had first-hand experience interacting with top figures across various sectors, politics, venture capital, and business, I've come to the sobering realization that in many countries, the leadership is ineffective and profoundly harmful to their citizens. At the very top of their respective fields, these leaders are often inept, unskilled, and blind to the needs of the people they are supposed to serve. They are not leaders in any meaningful sense. They are simply opportunists clinging to power for personal gain, indifferent to the consequences of their actions. Their utter insecurity is more troubling than their lack of skill and vision. These leaders operate in a constant state of fear of being surpassed by anyone who appears even remotely more capable than they are. And the truth is, many of the people around them, those they deem a threat, are often far more competent, educated, and skilled than they are. But instead of celebrating such talent and surrounding themselves with capable individuals, these leaders become desperate to hold on to their fragile grip on power. They see anyone who shows potential as a threat to their position. This insecurity manifests in toxic ways. Leaders with this mindset will go to any lengths to maintain control, even if it means silencing or destroying anyone who could potentially challenge their authority. I've seen this firsthand. Leaders attacking, defaming, marginalizing, and pushing aside capable individuals simply because they pose no direct competition, but highlight the leader's inadequacies. The very presence of such people exposes the incompetence of those in charge. The result? A stifling culture that undermines progress and drags down entire nations. What's even more disheartening is the way these leaders maintain their power. They surround themselves not with skilled professionals, but with bootlickers, individuals who have no skills or knowledge of their own, but are adept at flattery and sycophancy. These people who are more interested in currying favor with those in power than in doing meaningful work are often promoted to positions of influence. In this way, the leadership becomes a self-sustaining system of incompetence. These bootlickers are essential to the perpetuation of this broken system. They help enforce the leaders' biased, self-serving agendas, which are often harmful to the very people they're meant to serve. The political landscape becomes a stage for their gains, and anyone who dares to offer a new perspective or attempt meaningful change is quickly attacked. These sycophants understand that their position of power depends on the continued success of the incompetent leaders at the top, and they will do everything in their power to ensure that the status quo remains unchallenged. I've been through this myself. I've witnessed firsthand how good ideas, fresh perspectives, and capable individuals have been relentlessly attacked by these bootlickers. individuals who would rather keep things stagnant than risk the disruption of their power structures. I've faced covert political attacks and ruthless tactics from a network of powerful individuals who've joined forces to preserve their stranglehold on their respective industries, all while undermining people who have the potential to create real change. This corruption isn't just an isolated incident. It's a systemic issue that can be seen across many failed nations. The pattern is predictable. Leaders build an empire based on greed and fear, using their bootlickers to maintain control, and eventually, the entire system collapses. Leaders enjoy wealth, power, and resources, while their country languishes in poverty and suffering. They don't care about the people, their needs, or their rights. Instead, they hoard resources, indulging in a life of luxury while the nation collapses around them. This is the harsh reality of these regimes. Leaders amassing resources during their tenure, knowing full well that the end is inevitable. But unlike the rest of us, these leaders don't care about the consequences of their actions. They've created a system where their wealth and power are more important than the well-being of the people. When things finally fall apart, as they inevitably do, the leaders leave a devastated nation in their wake. What's most frustrating about this situation is that it is all done under the guise of democracy. These leaders hide behind the facade of a system designed to protect the rights of the people, but in reality, they use it as a shield to carry out their corruption. Democracy, in these cases, becomes the very tool of their oppression. In these environments, merit and competence are irrelevant. A merit-based society would never have allowed these inept, illiterate leaders to reach the heights of power. But democracy, as it is often practiced in these countries, is a flawed and easily manipulated system. These corrupt leaders use their position to exploit the democratic process for their benefit. In this system, people like me, who have the skills, vision, and drive to create real change, are sidelined, undermined, and attacked, while those with no real talent rise to power. This is the reality of the leadership I've encountered, a reality where corruption, insecurity, and incompetence reign, where bootlickers hold sway, and where the future of a nation is jeopardized for the benefit of a few. It's a vicious cycle, one that leads to the downfall of entire nations and the suffering of millions of people. As long as these toxic leadership dynamics continue, countries will remain stuck in a state of stagnation. There will be no real progress, no innovation, and no hope for the future. The cycle of corruption will perpetuate itself, dragging down the nation and its people. For this cycle to be broken, it will require not only new leadership, but also a fundamental shift in the way we think about power, merit, and democracy. For now, all we can do is continue to speak out, continue to fight against the system that holds us down, and continue to believe that change is possible. The system may be broken, but the people are not.
Never waste my time, you all I want. Neither of us wanna be alone.